pads around Kennedy Space Center, which is a restricted area. It includes right around launch pads 39A and B. After that, I will be dropping you off at the Apollo Saturn V Center, which is all about landing on the moon. There you can see one of the 3 Saturn V rockets that are left in existence today. Also over at the Saturn V Center, there are 2 theaters, many exhibits, there's a food court, and you can touch a moon rock. Cameras are welcomed, but there is one place where you cannot take pictures, and that is of the guard or the guard shack while entering or exiting Kennedy Space Center. They will confiscate any electronic devices that they see pictures being taken with. We also ask for the respect of others to please mute or vibrate your cell phones. Cell phones can be used as a tourist stop. Also, if you need to translate or if you need to have a conversation, we ask that you please use your soft voice. It's not to disturb the guests. Our industrial area. This area is behind the scenes. It does not get as much recognition as the launch pads do, but it is just as important. In this area, we have our headquarters. Also up in this area is our, it would take us 1 second to get to the vehicle assembly building. Shall I speed up? Okay, we'll get on with this first video.
Hi, I'm Bob Cabana, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to NASA's John F. Kennedy Space Center. From launching the first Americans into space to launching humans to the moon, we've launched and carried the dreams of a nation. None of it would have been possible without the tremendous team that made it happen here on the Space Coast. That has made possible the launch of every American vehicle that carried a crew into space since that first.
I was going to give you some more information on that building.
Just ahead is one of the world's largest buildings by volume, the Vehicle Assembly Building, or VAB. It was built for the Apollo program in the 1960s and stands 525 feet or 100.
The mobile launch platforms around. We have 2 crawlers. Our crawlers have 8 tracks. Each track has 57 cleats. Each cleat weighs 1 ton.
Operation plans.
Okay, coming up on your left, this is another mobile launch platform. Underneath this platform is our 2nd crawler. Our crawlers were the largest track vehicles ever built. They were built by the Marion Power and Shovel Company in Marion, Ohio. Our crawlers only travel in one direction, and that's forward. You see the cab on the left? There's another cab just like that, diagonally on the other side. The engineer will sit in the front cab to go forward up to the launch pad. When it's time to come back from the launch pad, he gets in the other cab and goes forward again. It would be very hard to turn this vehicle around. Crawlers weigh 6 million pounds, and they have a fuel consumption of 32 feet per gallon. Now we're going to be coming back this way so those folks on the right side of the bus can get better pictures. When the crawler is loaded with the mobile launch platform, it travels at 1 mile an hour. After it drops the mobile launch platform off of the launch pad, it can hightail it back at 2 miles an hour. Launch pad 39A is up ahead in front of us.
Launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station just a few miles from here on a modified Atlas V rocket. With private industry stepping up to support low Earth orbit missions to the ISS, NASA can focus more heavily on deep space exploration, which you will learn about at Launchpad 39B.
All right, Pad A was leased to SpaceX. SpaceX was started by Elon Musk, who is the founder of PayPal and Tesla Motors. SpaceX signed a 20-year lease on Pad A. Now, what SpaceX did up here in front of us, they built this white building. This is called a horizontal integration facility. This facility will allow SpaceX to assemble their rockets horizontally. SpaceX also put a rail system in up to the launch pad. So when they're finished assembling their rockets, they will take the rocket to the launch pad by that rail system, still in its horizontal position. When they get the rocket to the launch pad, they will then stand it up with a strong back. Now, SpaceX plans on launching their Falcon Heavy rockets from this launch pad. SpaceX is currently launching Falcon 9 rockets. That will be a total of 27 engines. Now, as we go around Pad A, I will give you some history. Follow that lightning mast on top. Follow that all the way down. That is a fixed service structure. To the left of the fixed service structure is a rotating service structure. NASA would bring the shuttle out to the launch pad about 30 days before it was due to launch. So this rotating service structure would rotate around, cover and protect the shuttle while it was sitting on the launch pad. In the center of the rotating service structure, you see that canister-looking area. That was the cargo bay loading. They loaded the shuttle while it was on the launch pad. They loaded it with modules that make up the International Space Station. There were 15 nations that got together to build the International Space Station. Every module that the space station is made up of came through this shuttle program. This program was designed specifically to build the International Space Station. Now that the space station is complete, the shuttle program has been retired. Now that white structure laying on the side, that is the strong back that SpaceX will be using to stand their rockets up with. SpaceX will not be using that rotating service structure, so they have already begun to take it down. Coming up on your right is the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. We have 3 active launch pads over here. This first set of lightning towers is okay, up ahead in front of us where the 3 lightning towers are. That is Launch Pad 39B. This is the future launch site for NASA's SLS on that grade. It has to keep the deck level. If you put a tennis ball on the crawler, and as the crawler goes up that grade, that tennis ball will not move. Now, the reason they went up with the flame trench is
robots are doing great work exploring our solar system, but eventually we want to be able to put a person on the ground.
Now, sending people to deep space destinations requires a lot of stuff. Food and water, shelter, fuel, spare parts, tools, and supplies. It's like a spacefaring RV. The farther you go and the longer the trip, the more you need, and that means moving a lot of mass.
So when you talk about getting past the pull of Earth's gravity, you need a bigger, more powerful rocket.
The Space Launch System is an all-new heavy-lift rocket that uses a combination of proven hardware and technology to make it more affordable. We can take the best of all we've learned from building rockets and combine that with cutting-edge tooling and manufacturing technology to build the most powerful rocket in history. You can fly to really high orbits around the moon with this rocket without requiring any other...
You name it. It's really a versatile rocket.
astronauts to be on low Earth orbit, we need a new crew